name's Jithins, and today I'm going to talk about SMITE Season 3 3.8 patch notes and all the changes and all the fun stuff. So first up, I'm going to talk about Bloodforge. Pretty much what this item will do now, it's going to help assassins sustain 1v1 or just facing other junglers in the jungle. It's pretty much how Assy is for ADCs and hunters, pretty much, but now it's a version for assassins. So it's going to mostly for high attack speed assassins like Bakasura, Kali, Mercury. So that's the item we're going to see for Bloodforge. Now we're going to see Gem of Isolation. Pretty much we have not seen this item in use because it's just way too expensive, and Harris is trying to make it more usable, but it's still too expensive, and it's really not going to be picked up anymore other than like on Khan gods. That really does benefit with it. Next up is the Golden Bow. With the removal of the crit chance, the Golden Bow has not been working that efficiently. People have been using its crit chance to help clear camps at the start and lanes. So because of that, they're going to increase power. However, we still probably won't see this picked up as often since it's higher damage and it's only higher damage in its final tree form. So we won't see that middle pickup. Then we're going to have the Heartwort Amulet. There's a huge amount of magical power, and support still have to be selfish with their builds of it. So we have seen it being sacrificed, like we did not see Heartwort picked up, and we've been seeing Soft picked up because physical defense was kind of more needed because hunters do a lot of damage, and the health regen, so they're trying to improve the need improving magical defense for guardians and being less selfish. That's what they're trying to head to. I don't know if that will work too well, but we shall see. I'm skipping Hide of the Nemean Lion Mail Renewal because I think they're more of just bug fixes. So let's head over to Rod of Asclepius and Rod of Healing. Starting with the Rod of Healing, they've added an aura of 10% increased healing and health regen. This item only performed well at its tier 3 form, Rod of Asclepius, and healing gods would pick up this item as a last item because it's fairly expensive to get. Adding an aura in the tier 2 version, Rod of Healing, it's gonna let healers gods that can heal pick it up earlier because it has that increased healing and they can keep their team sustained pretty much. Then we're going to see a Runic Shield. I have kind of a lot to say even though it's just a price reduction. It's been an underpurchased item because we have penetration item which has been more useful, and Runic Shield is often picked up by warriors, and in the short lane, soul lane, we've just been seeing soul laners versus soul laners, and it's reducing magical aura, I'm pretty sure. So it doesn't really help. It really just doesn't help because we're just facing other physicals. There's no reason to get it other than late game. And it's been more than, and if we do see it picked up, it's probably going to be to counter the Bulwark Hope picked up by every single god. So, not going to see much with it. I'm skipping Spectral Armor because it's just adding an effect. Stone and Gaia, they increased the MP5 from 10 to 15. I don't think it's going to do much because it still doesn't provide any sort of defense to be picked for anyone to have it actually get picked up. And we might just see it in Assault a little bit more often, maybe once in a while, because that MP5 is really important in Assault. And it still will be rare in Assault. Then we're going to go to Wind Demon. This item is pretty important, especially against this item's been really important because of it's only important if it's based on scenario. If they have a lot of healer and you have a team with crits, probably a good idea to pick that up. But in the season 3 meta, we have not seen a reason to have crit chance. We've just been seeing high attack speed, high penetration, reduced defense. So it's not really, there's no reason to prioritize crit. In order to actually fix that item, I would say get some crit damage increased by 10%. There's a difference between crit chance and crit damage. Crit chance increases the chance of crit. Crit damage increases the damage of that crit. So it might start building a crit path, especially since it's going to increase your attack speed and movement speed for 5 seconds. So it's going to be useful. Sorry, this is where I was going to go with Witchblade. This item's important because, especially against Hunter, but we haven't really seen this item get picked up by supports or anything because it's can't get it because it was pretty expensive for something that does kind of very little. But I still want to see this price reduced down to 2,000 instead of 2,050, and we might see more people picking it up, especially against Hunter. And it's an early counter build item. That's what I want to call it. It should be an early counter build item. So let's go into God changes. I'm not going to talk about Artemis because just fixes. Chalk. He's needed that more. He needed this buff because all the gods have been buffed, and to go with that, they gotta put the god that was normal damage, and buff them now. So, okay. Freya, she has an increase of 1 second on her pulse, and pretty much what that will do is it'll let her sustain in fights more. Don't see much point in that because we've seen her in mid game after getting Vitalis and Demonic Grip that she can just 2-1 combo and she can 2v1 people. But now I'm guessing the next patch I'm expecting a damage to her nerf because, alright, she needed that length, but she can't be doing as much damage, so whatever. Give some, take some. Nemesis needed some love. Scroll down here. Nemesis needed some love because she was one of those gods to counter high defense enemies, and warriors are getting high defense now, and with their passing having a buff to gain power and using defense of enemy, that's going to really help her gank more and just get those kills early game. And her ultimate has a just at 50% now. It's not progressing as she upgrades it. To steal protection, so this will help her gank in that solo lane more often because it's just warriors versus warriors right now. So it's gonna help her early jungle. She's gonna be better at jungling early game pretty much. Then we have Rajan. Pretty much, she was kind of underperforming, but not in terms of damage. He was underperforming because of his mobility and how he uses his abilities. So we see an increased projectile speed for his percussive storm. And we'll be seeing, so pretty much that will help him clear faster and do damage to enemies faster. He also need to be able to hit his ultimate better, so with the increase how long he lasts in the air and the reduced movement speed, he can position himself better. So that's what we're kind of seeing. Ravana, he just has an increased aura on Mythic Rush. Not much to say, really. Just whatever. Scotty has been overperforming with Calder's basic attack damage, so the nerf on Calder was needed to stop Scotty from doing so well in the early game. They nerfed Calder by decreasing the progressive, like that 60 whatever that percentage to that 50 percentage. So decreasing the damage so she doesn't kill people really fast. Vamana, like Hyris said, they're taking some and giving some because his second ability, the Armored Umbrella, was not really the first time to be maxed. Because they maxed the Umbrella rank to clear faster, and it's just one of those items that people get to survive in solo lane faster. So we won't be seeing much of that. We will be seeing much more people maxing the Armored Umbrella, and increasing its damage was needed. And so they're going to take some from Amana to keep him balanced by reducing the power scaling for his Armored Umbrella. Not much to say. It was really just needed. Then we have Xing Tian. I'm not really going to talk much about it because I think they just went a little overboard just a tad bit. So I'm going to wait till next patch to talk about it. Then we have the Conquest changes. So pretty much, let me see if I can pull up the image. That's not the image. This is the image. So I made something out of paint to kind of show what happens. So pretty much what happens is I put a green X on wherever that buff is being removed, and I switched the mana buff and I put the speed buff into the camps right here and replace the side camps with blue buff because they're adding blue buff back in again. So we're gonna see the back camps be moved down a little bit, so we can't see that leashing going from here to here where one attacks this, one attacks that, one attacks the red buff, one attacks his back camps, and just start to clear together. So we won't be seeing that. So pretty much the new meta will be jungler and solo laner are going to start at speed buff. Then they head over to mana buff. Then jungler heads back to mid camps. It was kind of like season 2. And solo laner heads back to solo lane. For the dual lane, we're going to see all 3 of them do red buff. Then onto the side camp. Then into dual lane going to their lane, and mid laner going back to lane after getting their red buff. Alright, and eventually the jungler and the mid laner are going to meet up to mid camps. Also an increase in XP for junglers to do, increased XP for back camps and stuff like that, camps all around, for junglers to do so they can catch up, because we've been seeing junglers just fall off, just die, because they were not able to get the farm that they needed. They could not, the respawn timers for camps were way too long. They just fall behind unless they go into lane to just steal everyone's farm, and that's been kind of slowing down the pace of the game. So we're going to see Conquest be a little more faster paced now. And that's it, guys. They added speed buff, increased camp XP, and reduced timers for some, and showing junglers some love. So kind of needed. And guys, that was just my 3.8 patch notes. Thanks for watching and hearing my thoughts on my analysis on this patch. So see you guys later.